How many times have you made yourself smaller so someone else could feel comfortable? Apologized for a need you were allowed to have, accepted less than you deserved because you didn't want to seem difficult. If that's you, I need you to hear something today. Welcome back to Held and Whole. Today we're talking about something the church doesn't always say clearly enough: self-respect. Not pride, not arrogance, respect for the life God gave you, the body God gave you, and the worth God already placed in you before anyone else had an opinion about it. Psalm 139 says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Not accidentally, not carelessly, fearfully and wonderfully. Somewhere along the way, a lot of us learned the opposite. We learned to shrink, to stay quiet so we wouldn't cause conflict, to say yes when everything in us was screaming no, to let people talk to us in ways we would never let them talk to someone we loved. Here's the truth. God did not design you to be a doormat. He designed you with dignity. And when you allow yourself to be disrespected again and again, you are not being humble. You are dishonoring something God called wonderful. A lot of us were taught that setting boundaries is selfish, that a good Christian always says yes, always gives, always stays quiet to keep the peace. But look at Galatians 1:10. Paul asks directly, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. Even Jesus withdrew from crowds. He said no. He rested. He walked away from people who wanted things from him that weren't his to give. If Jesus had boundaries, you're allowed to have them too. Self-respect means understanding this. You can love people without abandoning yourself to keep them comfortable. 1 Corinthians 6:19 says your body is a temple, not a possession for others to use, comment on, or disrespect. Not something to be spoken to carelessly. Not something whose time is owed to everyone who asks. Proverbs 4:23 says to guard your heart above all else, because everything you do flows from it. Guard. That's an active word. It means you're allowed to protect your peace. You're allowed to walk away from what drains you. You're allowed to stop explaining yourself to people who were never trying to understand you in the first place. Self-respect is not the opposite of faith. It's an expression of it. Because it says, I believe what God said about my worth enough to live like it's true. If you've spent years shrinking to keep others comfortable, today is a good day to stop. Not with bitterness, not with anger, but with quiet, steady conviction. I am not too much. I was never too much. I was simply too much for people who never deserved the full version of me. You don't have to earn basic respect. You don't have to perform for love that should already be freely given. You are already worthy because God already said so before you did a single thing to prove it. If this spoke to you, subscribe. This channel exists for exactly this moment. And if you're learning to respect yourself again, tell me in the comments. Let's remind each other. You are held, you are whole, and you were never meant to be small.